It's back to club football again, and no international breaks until March when Thomas Tuchel takes over as England manager, which means, well, thank God, club football is back for a while. This is going to be a good run in. We're going to have a game every 3.5 days probably, so it's going to be very, very tough over these next couple of months. I think by kind of mid-January we'll probably have a feel for if it's getting too much or if our squad is big enough and we will cope and do well. As you can see, we're second in the league. The recent form: loss, win, draw, draw. It hasn't been great. Draw against Mansfield, 1-1, and a draw against Northampton last time out, which was also 1-1. We conceded in the 96th, 97th minute, pretty much last kick of the game against Northampton. And our problem at the moment seems to be finishing games off. You know, we can score the one, but then go and get the second. Doesn't really happen, and if you do that, you'll probably get caught out at some point. So, not great, but again, we've played 13, Wickham have played 14, we're 2 points behind them. So, if we win a game in hand, we're above them. Wrexham just below us, 2 games in hand over Wrexham and 2 points ahead of them. 3 games in hand over Stockport and 3 points ahead of them. So, you know, once we've played these games in hand, we really could build up a gap, but it's just getting to that point. Our game this weekend should be an interesting one. It's against easier opposition and it's 12:30 kickoff. I say easier than Northampton. It doesn't get much easier than Northampton in League One, as they are one of the lower sides in the division, but it is slightly easier. It's our first game against the side in the current bottom 4, and they're bottom of the league. It's against Shrewsbury, who, well, their record speaks for themselves. 4 losses in a row. They've lost 11 of their 15, 2 wins, 2 draws. Not great reading at all. So, if we get into that game, if I can find the thing, apologies. Away, 12:30. So, looking at the odds there, we're 19-50, while Shrewsbury 7-1. So, there's a very, very big feeling that we're going to get the job done. And we should. We really, really should. So, if we just quickly scoot on over to the table. Yeah, Wickham top. They are flying. And I'm not making excuses in any way, but I do think this season, after seeing, you know, I expected everyone to play 10 men behind the ball, but it really means we're playing in a different division to everyone else. I know we're not, but other teams, such as Wickham, people aren't going to sit back against, and then they get the freedom of the pitch. They can do a lot more going forward. They don't have to work as hard to break teams down, and that's kind of what we're seeing at the moment. Now, I'm thinking things should get back to normal. You know, things should balance out. Wickham will go through a rough patch. People will find them out. We will start winning games again quite comfortably. But it's tough, because if you play 46 games in a season and you've got to break each team down, you've got to work hard to break each team down, you're not going to win every game. It's not going to happen. It's going to be tough. But this weekend, we should get back on the right track. We should have against Northampton. Shrewsbury, well, if we take a look, and I can't remember where it was. It feels like I haven't done one of these videos for a while. So, their recent form, they played Walsall in the Football League Trophy. It was a 3-0 loss. Burton in the league, they lost 2-0 to, and Burton, I think, were below them at that point. I think Burton were bottom, and then Shrewsbury then became bottom when they lost. They lost 2-0 to Barnsley, 1-0 to Bristol Rovers, 2-0 to Exeter, so they're just not scoring goals. They did beat Crawley 5-3, who were another side in the bottom 3, but Crawley had a man sent off. I'm not sure when that happened in the game, but that could be a reason as to why. It was a 56th minute red card, and it was 1-1 at that point. So that may have been the reason that that game kind of went out of control. Probably was. Shrewsbury, if we do a little deep dive into them. I'm sorry this has been quite a messy video, trying to get back into the habit. They've conceded 27 in their 15 and scored 13, so they've conceded twice as many as they've scored, pretty much, just over. Yet goals per game 0.9, and big chances per game 1.7, so really not much, and they miss 1.1 of them anyway. So not clinical at all. 10 shots per game, again not many. 2.9 on target, 44% of the ball. Kind of what you'd expect from someone sitting in the bottom four. No players with a rating over 7. Again, is kind of, these things are to be expected. So I'm not going to dive into Blues. I know last time against Northampton I went for a 5-0 and it ended 1-1. So that really didn't work out. We did beat Shrewsbury in the Football League trophy. It was pretty convincing. If we can, I'll just get it up for you. Here it is. We can't see it. Apologies. It was the 4-0 win away from home. Obviously here, again, it's away from home for Blues. So yeah, I'm expecting. Let's go 3-0. So convincing, not mental like a 5, but 3-0 will do. It'll do. It'll be good enough. It'll get us back on the right track, and hopefully we can add on from there. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below on this game, and I'll catch you next time. Up the Blues.